Alright. Some of y'all are asking how dirty is the desk. First off, hello Twitch. Hello YouTube. Congrats on first Bushin. Hello Bushin, hello dearest father. Hello Warcraft Taker, hello Phoenix. Hello Mino, hello Oni Rage. Hello Casey. On the YouTube side, hello Miguel. Hello Night Sky. How dirty is the desk? Well, here's the thing, is every time I clean up the desk, right? I put more stuff on the desk because we have multiple projects. And then I finish the project, and then I have to clean up the mess that happens from said project. It's not that simple, chat, okay? The desk doesn't stay clean. I'm always doing stuff. There's 5 billion things going on at any given time. Every time something happens, we want to clean the desk again. It's a vicious cycle, chat. What even is the point? Chat, what even is the point? Does one just clean the desk just for it to get dirty again? Oh, how have I been? Not too shabby, not too shabby. Chat, we have... Goodness. Millennium Selection is back. There's secret packs. Goodness me, there's a new selection pack. Chat, there's too much stuff. There's too much stuff being added to you. Oh, look. Chat, there's too much stuff going on. We can't keep up. How are we supposed to keep up with these? Goodness me. I hope everyone's doing well, but we're not too shabby today. Got a lot of stuff to get in order and a lot of stuff to do. Now, I was gonna talk about a little JP card game that I learned about recently called Cross Stars. You outplay Cool Tune with invoked art. So what exactly did you like resolve? Were you going first or going second? Now, part of me wished that I weren't always looking on so much stuff. But trust me, prior to this, like, oh, let's keep the desk clean maintenance set of streams, I think prior, for the past month, my desk has been, like, a legitimate mess. Like, I would finish one thing, and then there's, like, 5 billion cards. I would finish that, and then there's 5 billion pieces of paper. I don't know, I think I know one of the best art players, I think. He at least took it to the top with He at least took it to the top of a YCS. The ban list was entirely aimed at you. How old was it? Yo, let's swap to the regular Yu-Gi-Oh audio. You think that this pack is not good? What do you mean? I heard Jesse wailed on this pack, chat. If Jesse Khan is wailing on this pack, surely there's something good. Surely there's something good, chat. I heard Jesse Khan himself wailed on this pack. You can't convince me that there's not something here. Surely there's something here, chat. Surely. It has Draco Tail support. Your main decks got hit. Oh, they hit. Oh, that's right. They hit the Feather Dust. Or the Feather Storm. Oof. It's rough out here. So it's Hum King the Great Ghost King. we have a level 6 Xyz. There's only a handful of zombie Xyz monsters, so it's pretty interesting to see that come out. While you control Call of the Haunted, your opponent cannot target zombie monsters you control with monster effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Pumpkin the Great Ghost once per turn. If this card is special summoned, you can add one Call of the Haunted or one card that mentions it in your deck or hand. You can detach one material from this card, then target up to 2 cards on the field, return them to the hand. Interesting. You have to switch to branded now, goodness. As a fate I do not wish on my worst. Good luck. Emotion. Good luck. Good emotion. Let's see. We have Rescue Ace Arbitrator. It is a link for fire monster that requires 2 plus fire monster. And you can only special summon Rescue Ace Arbiters once per turn. Notice that it says plural. So hypothetically, if you could get out 2 at the same time in the same summon, you're allowed to summon both. But if one summon resolves before the other, you can't. Which is pretty interesting that they have the plural. This card is link summon out of Rescue Ace Hydrant or Rescue Ace HQ. That will graveyard. Let's see. If you activate a Rescue Ace Quick Play spell card or a Rescue Ace normal trap card, except during the damage step, you can target one card in your opponent's controls, destroy it. I mean, I suppose it's an alright Rescue Ace card. It seems okay. Who's even playing Rescue Ace in 2026? Surely someone is the biggest Rescue Ace fan, surely. We have Rex Ride for Hire. Yeah, For Hire has a cult following, surely. You can reveal this card in your hand. Special summon one For Hire from your hand, except for Rex Ride for Hire. Then special summon this card. You can only use this effects of Rex Ride for Hire once per turn. If a card's added from the deck to your opponent's hand, except by a card effect, for hire, and you control another for hire, except during the damage step, you can draw a card. A lot of furries, exactly, a lot of big for hire fans. Magical Musket Mastermind Hapsa. This kind of looks like a gimmick puppet card, I'm not going to lie. It almost gives me that kind of vibe. It's a little knight on a dinosaur. It is cute. It is cute. Let's see. 2 monsters including chat, not the light fiend monster. During either player's turn, you can activate one magical musket spell or trap from your hand. If this is link summoned, you can take 2 magical musket cards from your hand or deck, including a monster. Special summon one monster plummet to your field. Set the other to your opponent's field. You can only use this effect of magical musket mastermind captain. Hello, Sin. Welcome back. Oh goodness, that is a long drive. Welcome home. Glad you made it back in one piece. Let's see. Subspace battle. Apply the following effect 3 times in sequence. Each player reveals 1 monster from their deck that does not have question mark attack. Add the monster with the higher attack to the hand of the player that revealed it. Also destroy the monster with the lower attack. And deal 500 damage to the player that revealed it. If tied, shuffle those monsters into the deck. For the rest of the turn, neither player can activate the effects of monsters with any of their revealed monsters' names. You can only activate 1 subspace battle per turn. We have 2 events in August. We are going to have a Duelist Fusion Cup. And another Legend in Love. have then exclusive regulations for cards and archetypes used by legendary duels, such as Dark Magician, Blue Eyes White Dragon, and Red Eyes Black Dragon. Let's see. We have the new For Hire Mate Bundle. So beat the Blazeman for hire. For the furries out there, I suppose. A young for hire who takes the lead. Took personal charge of Rex Great for hire. You get the icon for the lizard. Pick the grow and learn. They are certain to become a force to be feared in battle. We have a card protector for full. I think the loner decks are really fun. I like to see what they make. We have the wall paper, the rookie for hire wall paper. Is this one a bird? Is the girl a bird? Is that a bee? I can't quite tell if that's a beak or she's like. She has like kind of a snout. I can't quite tell if she's meant to have like a beak or if that's a snout. It's a bird understood. Oh, Kilo, welcome on in. And you get 10 Call of Eternity selected. There was an update. Oh my god, Eclipse Wyvern! Chat, pause. Pause everything. Chat, pause everything. Okay, I'm eating one. Give me a second. Alright. So, I have heard many a tale of Eclipse Wyvern. For those of y'all who don't know, I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! When Master Duel came out. So, there are a lot of decks historically that I am just not very aware of. And there are a lot of cards who came into Master Duel limited or unlimited. I'll try it. Oh, Isaac, welcome on in. So I've actually never played Dragon Link with Eclipse Wyvern. But this is like a pivotal Dragon Link card. From what I've been told. From what I've been told, this is like what contributes to 4 power Dragon Link. So I suppose we might need to mess with that. We also have a lot more stuff coming when it comes to band. You can send it try in, but I probably won't react to it for like another minute. Hello, Ed. Welcome on in. Also, welcome on in, Isaac. We're doing alright. We're looking at some of the new stuff. So they finally hit the Earth Barrier statue. They hit Patchy. We lost the Fusion Nightingale. Then a Storm got caught. They put Branded Fusion back to 1. Some of the Cool Toon cards and the Radiant Typhoon cards are getting a hit. They decided to throw a consistency hit to the rat here. Snatchy is going to 3, the bigger thing though. OSS is back to 3. Nightingale is a free hit. They nerfed one of the Cinco spams allegedly. Allegedly! So yeah, expect a lot coming up with this upcoming ban list, chat. Expect a lot coming. Who knows? if this is really going to make a difference. I suppose it's like a consistency hit for Fortune. I don't know if that particularly matters. Pumpkin, the Grave King of Ghosts, and Pumpkin, the Great Ghost King. Yeah, on watch. Uh-huh. I don't know, chat. Like, if you think about it, fundamentally, Cooltoon is kind of a woke deck. You get over 200 UR off this. I guess let's check if we own Branded Fusion. I don't really own much of the other cards. On account of us not really playing. We have Yu-Gi-Oh! 5D's wallpaper. We are going to have a discontinued structure then. So Recontact Universe and Cybernetic Successor are going away on August 4th. And they're going to have new structure decks replacing them, which is Cyber Kaiser and 02 Future. So I suppose, chat, if you had any interest in those structure decks. I don't even know what URs even come in those structure decks. But, chat, let's look at our Millennium Sling. Yeah. Kind of weak. Let's go look at the structure decks. Let's see. So, Cybernetic Successor. The main reason why you would want to pick this up is Fusion the Point. I'm pretty sure that's the only reason we bought this, was Fusion the Point. I suppose you get Rebirth Judgment, but I really think the only reason why we bought this was Fusion the Point. And then let's see. What's it? Recontact Universe. I think the only reason why we bought this was we needed one copy of Zexto Construction, or maybe we just wanted to grab Utopia. Maybe it was to grab Utopia and Ultimate Wheel? Unsure. I suppose, chat, if you needed copies of Fusion Deployment, make sure you pick up Cybernetic Successor before it's gone. Because who knows if they're keeping Fusion Deployment. Oh, Mikey's still up with one. I suppose if you wanted to, actually play Sidra, it's not a terrible pack to pick up either. We should probably buy the Duel Pass before we forget that. What level is our Duel Pass right now? Yeah, we're gonna level up the Duel Pass. We got 13 days left. This goes to show how little Yu-Gi-Oh! We've been playing. You gave up fusing for your health? Has it been working? Have you found your health increasing? You think you're healthier than you were before. Unfortunately, we have work to do. Hopefully we can do a little bit of play this weekend. You smile more every morning. We have August versus Temple. is a pretty strong going second Templar hand. It's a heavy Palmazine. I don't know what the fusion is. I have a handful of fusions. Humanoid, fire dragon. Hand looks evil. This really does look like evil. Well, chat, we'll see what they do. Undergoing the entire Fiendsmith. So if y'all don't know, Fiendsmith and Orcus, like, have a lot of synergy because neither of them block in the Fiendsmith. So, like, from one side of the engine to the other, Fiendsmith can essentially get you the entire Orcus combo or vice versa. Albeit, any 2 monsters essentially become. Probably wait like an hour and actually, you don't really click. Maybe we should eat some. Maybe we should eat. Oh, okay, we're back with a tiny snack into plate. Warning for snack ASMR. Oh, hello, hello, welcome, waited. Oh, hello, synonymous viewer. Welcome on. Hello, hello. Just showing your community with me. Let me shout you out. Welcome, waiters. The name's Stand on Sally Ellie. Dancery, for sure. Hey, don't ask to do all the One Piece TCGs. Sometimes I do odd. I'm not too shabby at a little card game called Arrest Rules. And I like to learn about a lot of niche TCGs. So today we have Duel Live going on in the background. I'm cleaning up the desk. In a little bit, I'm going to talk about a little JP card game called Plus, which is not available in but is a really unique feature. It has a built-in best of 3 format. Hope y'all had a good stream. This hanging out today. We do a lot of that, Gil, actually. We do a handful of things. Just a little bit. We like to talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Here. We like to talk about all in all, it's Yu-Gi-Oh! Today y'all gotta, get up, get a snack, some water or something, well, don't stick around all night. Stuff in the funny card game. Sometimes the best part of the funny card game is watching other people play. Sometimes. Not all. I suppose in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh, I am probably best known for playing Tendango. But I know how to play over 40 unique decks, and I learn new ones all the time. I play a lot of primarily rogue decks, so you'll see me play anything from Abyss Actors, anything from Maya Clutches, Vendred, Super Quantums, Goatee, a whole slew of them. I suppose I know a couple decks that seem a little bit more. Those are people. I primarily like to play decks pure, but a well-crafted pile is not. I think if there's a really interesting game. Sometimes we pop the hand cam on when we're cleaning, sometimes we don't. Today's one of those days where I don't pop it on. Lazy. I hope y'all had good duels today. Were y'all trying out any of the new cards? This business is a little bit. Like I mentioned, probably a little bit shorter of a stream tonight, like a solid maybe 2.5 hours. Once we're able to bulldoze through majority of the world, I promise we'll be back to more exciting things. We are also doing a pretty interesting community event. Again, for those of y'all who don't know, we are doing a poll right now. Go ahead and pin that for YouTube and a pin out. I make cosplay sometimes. And so chat has voted that our upcoming subathon, donathon type activities are going to be funding the repairs of Sony, and will also be contributing towards a community cosplay. So I suppose if you had some funny ideas, you could anonymously say it. And I suppose if enough people think it's a bright idea, who knows, you could see it happen in real time. may take to advertising it a little bit more. But we're taking suggestions, and then there'll be an official poll in to decide what the final outcome is. So think of this Cohen time as kind of I am decently versed in prop making and decently versed in there's always room for like I would like to say I can properly handle those. So I can't list off every single cosplay that just in case someone has been frequenting a lot of events and can tag me to each one. But I will say that, how about in August I post a couple examples. I have done a video from Genshin and I've done Danita from Ernest. I suppose at some point I did Yasuo from League of Legends. I have done Poison Island. Else is something generic. A part of my problem is I cosplay a lot of I have cosplayed Bokotai from Pokemon and a couple more than that. I've done a handful of cosplays of like Puff. I suppose I won't post pictures of it, but I can post pictures of the plot. I have done signs as well. Kids has been around for a hot minute, so there are multiple years that I did something about. I think some of like the old I have done characters from last one. I have done other characters from League of Legends. I've done a handful of characters from like West. We'll see if we can scroll through the old photos. Oh, SK Gaming, what's on? I don't know if I'm mega ready, but I'm ready. Cool people in the chat. Ooh, bunny ears. Alright, let's get fun. I think. Master's gaming. Master's gaming. Tonight's a chill night. Tonight. I'm also still like. See, this is the problem. I tell myself I gotta clean the desk, and then I saw you. Is there do you think there's anything like new and interesting like tile decks that have been made? Like, have y'all been seeing like anything being mashed together that's different than before? That you thought like, oh, you know, that's kind of interesting. Every couple of months, like a new like tile deck comes out. They're, like they start mixing of a couple different stuff together. It's like that might just be like the invoked branded stuff, or maybe like the elf note branded stuff, or like insert something branded. Maybe the answer is it's just been branded. Something I've always kind of so like when you have American or Western style soup, I guess Western style soup, like you have a chicken noodle soup or something, right? So you normally add crackers to it, I suppose, for the sake. You put together a Black Rose deck with the Adventure Engine so you have a reason to play a Rose deck. Sounds cute and fun. I've never actually played with the Adventure Engine, but I know it gets mixed into a lot of stuff. Sounds cool. I hope you have a good time. I guess the fairy tale cards like did just get like pure. Which, although it is a deck on its own, I feel like you do see the mix. I wonder if there's like a pile. I feel like it's been a hot minute since I like beat these. Always kind of watching on the show. Elf Melt Platoon looks good and just playing Elf Melt. It seems like a pretty solid game. It seems really fun. K9 with the new thing. That's moderately interesting. Hello, Meaty. Welcome on. We're trying to talk about pilot. Like, what the new pilot? I know, like, people were splashing Fortune into a lot of stuff, and then people were splashing Elf Note into a lot of stuff. Allegedly, there's people doing K9 for hire. And I guess there's been like a slew of randoms for like a hot minute. Fairy Tail stuff seems kind of interesting. I don't know if I would build it out though. I think the reality is, like, if Master had every card unlocked, they would have. I would probably, like, go on a quest to learn how to play every deck. Considering we're limited by material, it's a little bit too difficult of a. In about 10 minutes, we can finally start talking about. So yeah, I give people time to come. The intended yet. I think I'm going to have like a separate like stream properly dedicated to but we'll see. I want to start doing videos on a pure TC. I just need to figure out like what a good form for recording. Ironically, the LTS that I work with Alestro's kind of specializes in music. So they might be one of the only shops, if not the only shop in the US that stocks Class. Now the thing with Class Stars is like only a Japanese thing. I think Duelist B just closes it out. Like, we'll see. I think they really can. They're gonna try to turn off the. Oh, Eric, okay. I'm the first person to understand that the yellow is intended to be. I mean, that seems pretty straightforward. Like, not only is it your first message, which usually tends to be a greeting. Like, it's a close enough word that you could just include. I mean, to be honest, I don't think I put a lot of thought into it, so I don't know. Oh, sing. I'm soft. I can't help myself from snacking, that I'm still eating. Maybe today really is just a maybe that's the reason. I suppose there's nothing wrong. You know, it's been a hot minute since I've seen a deck that runs raw and the raw too. No, I'm not sure if I can actually get through the board, but we'll see. I suppose if there's enough plant tokens left on the field. Maybe they. Sometimes it's nice. Sometimes it's nice to have. Perhaps we need more. I'm sorry, Chad. I'm like extremely preoccupied in the food. I'm so preoccupied in the food. Hello, Lance. Welcome on in. We are hanging out tonight. I'm a little bit preoccupied. But in a little bit, I was about to start talking about a niche. I'm also making half decent progress. ahead and choose the emotes weren't showing. Oh, that's so weird. I wonder why they're not showing. Yeah, we have to pop up the old original. I didn't know that. What's it called? I didn't know that. This is Streamlabs pulling the feed. So maybe I have to re-separate that out to make sure that the emotes are covered. Yeah, they show up if I re-separate chat. So YouTube. Which is kind of unfortunate because, you know, I think it's cleaner with combined tabs. I suppose if it's the case that the emotes aren't showing, there's a way to cover it. Mayhaps it's a coincide button. We've only come so far. We're trying, we're trying. Surely every bandwidth, we progressed a little bit more technologically. Oh, hello, welcome waiters. Oh no, they waited during time. Hello, waiters. I suppose I'm gonna try to greet them right now. But if there's trapped in ads, I'm not sure what to do. We'll compromise. We'll greet them now, and we'll greet them again later. Hello, hello. How is our not so... How is our dragon mother today? How are you? Welcome on in, ladies. Welcome on in. I hope you're doing well. We are... Well, we're hanging out today. We're hanging out today. That's pretty much what we're doing. I suppose we hang out all the time. Now, if you want another white-haired girly do. Mutual dragon friends. Coolest of all time. Very cool. The Alright. Welcome back from ads, everybody. If y'all are trapped in ads on the raid, welcome on in raiding. The name's Samson, so yeah, Samson for short. I play Duel on the One PC. Sometimes I do odd. I'm not too shabby at a card game called Alestros, and I like to sometimes talk about some nice TCGs, which we were going to talk about today. So, one of the local card shops that I kind of occasionally work with, I do demos at nothing crazy. They happen to specialize in music. And one of the ones they stock is a game called Crossfire. It's spelled with an X. It is only printed in Japanese and features Japanese content creators a mix of YouTubers, esport players, and a VTuber, which is kind of interesting. It is a lane-based PC, which has a built-in best of breed. Hello, Ace Anime, and welcome on. Well, we're yapping about an obscure TC called Crossstars. It's only available in JP, but the LDS that I work with actually starts the game, and it's very unique. So on top of being lane-based, it has a built-in best of breed. You're probably saying, well, Sam, like, there's a lot of games that have best of breed. What that actually means? What kind of deck am I playing? I'm not playing, but it looks like somebody is playing a Mermail synchro deck so that they can go into Lancer and cast out Rival. Why is Eldritch a no? Oh, because I'm just not the biggest fan of Eldritch. I get to veto one deck. So when I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh! For the first time is when Macedor came out. And everyone and their mother's uncle was playing Eldritch, and I just got tired of it. So that's the only reason. So Crossstars is the JP game. And how it works is you have 4 kind of like leaders. And so it's a 4v4 versus your opponent. And the only cards you have are like attack cards. They have attack cards. They have attack cards. They have tactics cards and memorial, which are like stuff. They're playing dragon. So basically, they have like play points, which are kind of like mana. And each of their like little leader characters has like a little attack and defense health value. If you clear all your opponent's leaders in a round, so you like clear their roster, kind of like killing a Pokemon run. You win the round. It's a built-in best of 3, and what that means is that what happens in your previous games in the best of 3 affects your later matches, which I find to be a very unique and interesting thing that I've never seen in a card. I don't really have the cards right now to like explain them. Evenly the board. Hello, Rise Hood. Goodbye. So, right now I currently have 4 colors, which are green, yellow, red, and blue. Some of the leaders, basically the colors, like most games with colors, determines like what colors you get to run in your deck. And some of the cards need specific leaders in order to do that. It's 4 copies of any card in your deck. No, it's fine. Just top deck the input throughout the Arise one. It's just that your wallet can't handle this rain must resist. You wouldn't be able to play Crossstars. The cards are only in Japanese. And no one plays this game outside of Japan. Like, it's a non-existent game. But I think it has a lot of potential. So, like, it would never come to the West yet. But I think it has potential to be, like, a really good, like, secondary or tertiary card. And it plays really fast. It has a built-in best of 3. And I think, like, each of the, like, individual, like, rounds in, like, a full match only takes, like, probably maybe, like, 10 minutes. It's a very fast. And although I want my new series to talk about, like, oh, can you casually enjoy it? I think this is one of those games that actually, like, is not very casual. I think Cosmos actually would be a very competitive game. But the reason why I would make it on my list is because I'm just going through every quest to see how much you can casually enjoy. By that I mean is like how much can you would it be a game that you would like to play? It's like a side game. Well, like if you didn't want to go hard into the game, could you keep up with it? Yeah, so we'll keep the stuff to each card game like accessibility. How easy is it to get the card? Availability of play, kind of. I'm gonna find better terms for this. So, like, how easily could you, and it's gonna be focused on the US, how easily you can play, that game. Like, in the US. Yeah, so, like, I'm gonna go through every single TCG. And, like, that includes stuff like digital ones, too. Like Yu-Gi-Oh!, Shadowverse, Hearthstone, like... Basically, as somebody who likes to play cards, like... How easy is it to get into different TCGs? And I'm gonna consider, like, a lot of different factors. Are there official digital sims? And, like, it's not all gonna be, like, a rating scale. It's just gonna be going down the line of, like... is it popular in this area of the how often do they play? Do they print sets? Is the game still available? Is the game still getting support? Because there's a lot of discontinued games that some people still play. And I think if I have the opportunity to like go so I think this is something I want to do because it also just gives me a chance to like have an excuse to hang out with some of my friends who like that. We know people who play a lot of PC, and I've been thinking it over. Chat, for over a decade, I have sworn off Bushiroad for over a decade because of what they did with card fight. And so with the rise of new games and some things I have a We're not touching Vanguard anytime soon, I'm sorry. But I would like to make a couple things apparent. One, there are a lot of games distributed by Bushiroad or manufactured by Bushiroad that fundamentally like the IP itself is from a different country. You've left the chat with us. So, example, Shadowverse Evolved. Now, Side Games has their own, virtual version of the game, but they use Bushiroad to distribute the game for them. Another example being the upcoming Power PC, the existing Hololive OC. There are a lot of different games run underneath Bushiroad that, like, the heart of the IP, despite being distributed by Bushiroad, play with different games. And I think in spite of how I have witnessed Bushiroad handle things, when I thought about it from a fundamental standpoint, Bandai has basically done the same thing with Fusion World and all the other DBZ. Fusion World, the video game. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Bandai has basically done the same thing that they did to Card Fight Vanguard, but with the Dragon Ball. Oh no, you've heard the full Vanguard story. The story is that I got into it when it was first coming to English. I played up until the set that they, like, I played during, up until during the set they released Divide 4 in the West for the first time. So, Sakura saw Kiria. The Angel Feather. And the advent of Royal Paladin. Or Gold Paladin. One of the two. Gold Paladin? Gold Paladin. Royal. One of the two! I digress. I played, like, not super deep into the game, but long enough that they had introduced essentially a new mechanic to the West. It was Ride 4. And then I stepped away for a little bit. And when I had thought to come back, I learned that they rebooted the TCG. And I'm like, I'm not super interested in that. And I learned time later that they rebooted it again. And I had even heard word that they were going to attempt to do it a third time. They didn't. Allegedly, they were attempting to do it another day. I cannot confirm or deny that. I digress. I'm not a big fan of games with rotation because I like to be able to use fun. I'm less of a fan for, like, a game that has completely discontinued support for existing cards that I own, just to release, like, a newer version of the game. And sure. People tell me, Stan, you can still use your old classic cards in an expanded format or something. Someone told me that, and I'm like, oh, really? And I brought out my Vanguard cards on stream. They asked me what an Angel Feather was. Because they thought I played the 2014 version of Vanguard, or 2016. They thought I played from the first reboot. They didn't realize that there was, like, one before the first reboot. Which, like, you know, nothing to the fault of that player. It just goes to show how long ago I had actually played the game. I just wasn't a fan of how they handled it. But I think since then, I'm not opposed to trying some of their other games that are actually made in conjunction with other companies and under different IP. Example being potentially Shadow vs. the Ball, maybe the Power TCG. No, it was like part of a big reason why like I even tried Hollow Knight in the first place. It's like, well, fundamentally, like yes, this is distributed by Bushido, but the heart of the TCG in itself, the IP, is a different company. And I think because of the modern format of TCG, it's extremely difficult for independent public TCGs to kind of find a space in the TCG space. So it makes sense that these companies are partnering with larger companies, and these IPs are partnering with stuff like YouTube or Blind to distribute a lot of, you know, their stuff. Because it is, like, an extremely difficult model. If anything, like, Alessio should, like, easily show you how they do it. And even Lord Kana, which has, like, Disney as its, like, distributor and all that. Even then, that had, like, a kind of harder thing. And that's, like, something that had, like, arguably even more appeal than most other TCGs. And even more like you and like publicity. Yeah, publicity than any other TCG would ever. You told yourself before that they rebooted again. I mean, yeah, I'm Like, I think that's like a reasonable thing. Like, no, don't get me wrong. I understand if they needed to do stuff because the game balance got out of hand. I understand that there's probably a reason why they did all of these things. I'm still allowed to not be a fan at the end. Like, who knows? Maybe when we're like 12 episodes in, if it's still around and kicking, mayhaps we can look. Mayhaps I will start at the Wii. That's fine. I mean, maybe. Well, okay, once a month. Maybe I'll start at the Wii. According to many sources, I'm supposed to still be able to play my. So maybe that is a video. Is can you play Vanguard in 2012, 2011? Casual, yes or no? And I think the answer is like that one is pretty difficult because I don't even know if you can get the cards. Like, I think if I wanted to get cards to upgrade my deck, I don't know if I could. Like, maybe they're on like eBay. But I don't know how many of them would be available, considering twins for the sets have they've been stopped for over a decade. I think unironically, if I go through all my like older Vanguard cards, I might have some like fairly rare cards. Not that the cards themselves were any good, but the fact that they've been out of print for over a decade, I suppose like fundamentally makes it rare. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have enough cards to make 2 full. I had played Grand Blue early on, borrowing it from a friend, so I finally put together a maybe I would have enough Angel Feather cards to put together a whole deck. Maybe. It's like a big maybe. I digress. So I have to decide more of the details, which I'm slowly working on. I just activated Shifter, that's evil. Ah, they activated Shifter! How evil. Really quick. Get up and grab cards we need to start doing. We're done cleaning the desk, but now we have to like get work. It is always fun to have fun. There is no rest for the wicked. No rest for the wicked. Subspace battle in any class? Uh-huh! I suppose they do have a lot of attack. The whale does... It's a 3k stat line. Cool. Let us continue to sport up. I'm also thinking in September I'm going to do another Electro Death giveaway. At the start of September, unfortunately, there will be a new set coming out following that. But I think that gives people some time to see if they're interested and see if they want to get in on some Electro activity. You know. I dip your toes in Alestrals, come off toes. And if not, that's alright. I also think, like, exploring some of these niche TCGs chat, giving me a little bit more of, like, what's the word? A deeper appreciation for some of my TCG friends. Chat, we became very good friends with Igni this year. That was really nice and fun. Cool to see more Southeast Asian creators. Wonderful guy. Big fan, big fan. Really cool overall. What is this? And what There's always 5 million but it's okay. You know, chat, it is what it is. Oh, I'm not sure how often we will do the series. I'm trying to figure out, like, a good format. I think we're going to, like, rate stuff, like, X out of 5. But just call it, like, X out of 5 zone. Or however. So, like, I would rate, like... I guess complexity is also, like, one of them. Like, how easy is it to learn the game? There's gonna be a lot of that. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of that. Double check. One. That should be. guess let's double check everything. What's sorting more cards? Shall always sorting cards. I like pop sort. Having a couple of those. I should just pop these. How do I just sort these? How can I put this to mix? I need 2 of these. Oh. I think I know the best way to go. Let's sort out with I know we're doing a lot of stuff last week. Trust the process. my god. Surely this one. Cool. Well, it's not impossible. Potentially unlikely. Ah. Stays there. Don't see them needing more than one of those. Suppose we can go with some The pop-up won't go away. Thank you for the sub kill. Really don't have to, but I appreciate the support. Just hanging out supports love collective. Don't do anything crazy. Just hanging out is more than enough. Which TV show does get people? Which TV show does that? Well, who is this? Whatever. Good. Someone. We have another one. Surely we have another. pick one. So this one we just had it. I swear we were just holding it. Ah, Diamond game. Now everything else, we just make sure we have. Good. I need another ticket. Holy it is. No, I have half of mine with me. There was a chicken in the white corner in likely find we'd have to get up again. Oh, let us go grab like really, really intelligent grab. Like, I suppose it isn't the end of the world, but it's a little bit more effort than I'd want to put in. All things considered. always stay. You told yourself all the cards would be clean by the time the stream is over, but like, it's because I keep having to like bundle and move around cards. Every time I clean the desk, more cards appear on the desk. That's the thing. We cleaned it, and now we have to get on to, now that it's clean, we have to... Oh, your office? 1, 2, 3. Good luck with that one. One, two, three, 4. Oh, hello, Phoenix. Welcome on in. Thank you for the sanity check, the head pass, the posture check, and the height rate. Very important. Oh, hello. How are you? Welcome on in. I am doing some things off screen right now, which mainly consists of putting a bunch of cards together. That's what we're kind of up to. Oh, hello, welcome on. What you doing? I thought I had other cards. Hidden, I'm not. Maybe some down somewhere. That is a really successful. Now, the mystery question. Not in this stuff, but an entire box. Surely this can only end. Can only end well. This can only end well. I don't see it quite yet, but surely if we keep looking, we'll stumble upon it. Surely if we keep looking, we'll find the card. Sure. this. Hello again. Again, surely this can only end. Put these over here and I start checking through these. Not in this pile. How about here? Not in this pile either. With the try. Oh, sorry. Duel Live just finished. Also, Ultraman, thank you for the follow. I'm sorry we missed that. Sometimes I get. Little higher. We'll see this. Holy, the thought of it. Next pile of cards. What's this? Oh, cool. Holy, this. If it's not in this pile, I think I'm going to. Suppose that opens a whole new pool of questions. Where? Not there. Now what is this? Oh, Tommy, welcome on in. We're doing some more stuff in the background. I lightly talked about it. The grand old time. No business. Nothing too crazy. we go put these clothes away, and then we keep going. I guess that one isn't a bad. Your life has finished up again. Let's go get another one ready. Diamond game. Oh, there we go. Aha! We found it. Spectacular news. Spectacular. Here's a little test. Wonderful, wonderful. Go off to this side. Sorting these. Or I can just check. In case. What else would it Wonderful, wonderful. And the bears will feel it. Okay, let's. So Yappies. This one. Not sure if it's going to use this, but I suppose including two of these. Need a sort of fun. Don't know if I have any. We'll figure that out. These three poses. I guess three. One, two, three. Hello, Flukies. Thank you for this. We are doing the usual, which is sorting through a 5. Well, hi. We're hanging out. We'll have a grand old. At least I think we're doing. We had snacks, but then I like overate this. We overate the snacks a lot. Make sure we have the episode. Have two of those. I don't think he has one of those. Also, should have. more than enough. Doesn't hurt to be safe. A little bit of caution never hurt us. A little bit of caution never did. Alright, next duel. I know we're always doing something like cleaning the desk, but that's literally we finished cleaning the desk and now this will play. It is a vicious cycle, I tell you, a vicious cycle. Quite the cycle. Would be a big if we're missing something, it is. You missed the X-Class segment. Yeah, but we can talk about it, like, briefly. So, TLDR chat, if you've never heard of X-Class, it is, like, a very obscure Japanese. It is only available in Japan, and it features Japanese content creators. Anything from, like, esports players to, like, even VTubers. So, if you have never seen Crossbars, there's a lot of reasons why. Because it doesn't exist in the West, and it's only JP. It is a lane-based game. Some of the higher play, like, stuff, some of the higher mechanics, I guess it really matters. But on a basic level, pretty much. You have 4 leaders. And there's 4 different colors. The leaders you pick and the colors you choose affect the cards that you can run in your deck. There's certain decks that need certain leaders to go online. What makes it really interesting is that X-Plus has a best of 3 built into the game. So it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where, like, oh, you play a best of 3. The game is intended to always be played as a best of 3. So you have your main leader cards, and the rest of the cards, like, aren't, like, additional. They are functional cards that are basically either memorial cards, attack cards which specify specific attacks, and tactic cards which are like an extra mechanic. So you have a separate tactic deck, and you can place it face down. You can choose to use it in the current do you get waifus? You do, because they have female VTubers and celebrities. They also have this like guy. So in your main deck, you can run these things called ace cards. They're stronger than regular cards, but you're limited to 8 ace cards. It's a game with 4 copies per card type in deck. Well, here's the problem, Fuki. You can't play it. Like, there's barely anyone that plays it outside of Japan, and you're gonna have a hard time getting a hold of the product. By some virtue of my LGS, like, specializes in obscure games. My local game store actually, like, sells plus stores. Well, the one that I work with for, like, I say local, so, like, they're not like a decent vibe. But, like, they might be one of the only stores in the US that even stocks it. The game's never been printed in English, so you'd also have to, like, learn English. And you need to find someone to play with. But the thing I found most interesting, like, engaging is that the best of Lita is built in. So when your, like, Lita attacks and kills another Lita, it can evolve. And when it evolves, it has a on-evolve effect. And then it also gets increased stats. Why this matters is because after the first part of the best of three, any of your leaders that are evolved stay evolved into the next round. So basically, you reset up the board. If you were to, like, evolve them, they wouldn't get their mobility. And they have their increased stats. So tactics cards are like a little added thing that they have where, like, you can put them to the side or you can use them the second you get them. And if you put them to the side, you can use them in later rounds of the best of 3. So it's a game where, like, kind of like you're trying to do as much as possible with the least amount of resources. It's a very, like, fast-paced game, too, from what I've seen. So it seems moderately interesting. It's a shame it doesn't have an English printing. And it's a shame that it's probably never coming to English because it's, like, so focused on Japanese powers. Like, I don't know how they could ever do an English set. In terms of, like, I don't know if, like, their main market player base has interest. And then, 2, I don't know if they can ever really pull, like, the original sets over the English. How many, like, Western people are interested in, like, obscure... Oh, hello, Twain. Obscure Japanese, like, content? It's like, well, it's like, the concept is interesting. And I'd like to, like, see more... And I've never seen a game where, like, it is specifically built to have a best of 3 and have your previous round affect your future. Really. So it had piqued my interest. But unfortunately, I think that's about as far as it goes. Is that it's mildly interesting. I don't think I can very much get into it. Will it be episode 1? Episode 1 might be easiest to start with the stuff that's familiar. Maybe? Because I feel like I don't want Cross Stars to be the first episode. If I want Cross Stars to, like, have notoriety and some publicity to it, I feel like I would probably want it to be, like, one of the middle episodes. Just so that, like, if people actually start watching the series, they could maybe actually consider the game. Even though it's, like, extremely inaccessible. Like, I feel like that's a terrible episode 1 if it goes like, how casually can you enjoy this card game? Not at all. So, I'm trying to figure out which game I want to be episode 1. Like, logically, like, in card game you can't play real. Yeah. Like, logically you would expect me to start with something like Yu-Gi-Oh, right? It could totally be Yu-Gi-Oh! It could totally be something else too. There's a lot of possibilities. A lot of possibilities. Okay, these two are done. Put this down here. Now we sort of next. Let's not count the luck and logic out of the game Bushy World wants me to forget about. I mean, I'm gonna try to go over as many. We'll see how well it goes. I think that's a lot of value as well for me getting to realize with a lot of PCs. You're probably wondering, like, Sam, what could that value possibly be? To me, I think some of the potential appeal is that you can find yourself in a situation. You just find yourself in situations where, like, unbeknownst to yourself and your expectations, like, I think it will let me better appreciate some of the actually good TCGs. And who knows, maybe I'll lower my expectations and skepticism towards other ones, very much a broaden your horizons type thing. And think about it this way: if y'all have ever been considering a, now I can consider it for you. Surely, surely that's how that works. Surely. It's good. Whatever. Surely, surely there's another one. Surely. Are you it? It's surely there. Well, the answer is we'll find it. The answer is if we can't find it, we will find it. You can only hope. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? At the end of the day, it could be a little. With maybe some level of like faith. With some level of faith of some kind, Chad. Maybe there was. Maybe. Probably be sub. We don't necessarily have to, but we probably. So where would this possibly end? What do we not? We will find. I know we will find. Whatever it may be, we will. Probably make a side deck. Let's see. Chat, we are maybe on for like another 10 minutes or so. And I think we'll call it really very, very solid amount of progress, I'd like to say, chat. Very solid. Now, the biggest thing is where in the Ava we will where in the world? Where in the world? Somebody's good. Somewhat relevant. You kind of need. This. How about this? Sure. On to the next top half, the next pilot course. Shame. I could have sworn I set aside the entire thing. Maybe I'm going. This? This. It might be this. Aha! It is this. Okay, good. Let me get a dual life one here. Where was the other tab? I just then we need. Oh, hello, welcome. I don't think I am, but hi. Hello. How are you? How do I pronounce it? Let's welcome on in. I am sorting through 5 billion cards. But you are welcome to join us as I do so. Though I might need to get up for just half a second. So oh, it doesn't take me so long to go. Oh, I have it. Hello, welcome on. Today we are hanging out. I am sorting a bunch of cards off screen right now. But I'm too lazy to turn on this. We are unfortunately wrapping up in just a little bit. But it has been a pretty fun night. I hope you can. Let me see if I can find the duelist to get ready. We raided Ray recently. Have we raided Eldius recently? Maybe we can raid Eldius. I think that'll be fun. Y'all can look at some physical cards. He and Sarah Lynn should be throwing it down with some physical cards. I think that's gonna be a little fun thing to send y'all to. Cat, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me. I know sometimes the streams are a little late. So. I promise you'll have more exciting streams soon. I'm wrapping up a lot of the stuff we have to get together. We should have a pretty solid August before stuff gets busy in September. So let me send y'all to look forward to whenever we get the TCG series together. I'm hoping to make like 3 or 4 videos a year, maybe even more if I get a really good process with it. Y'all know me as a busy girl. It's kind of hard to keep up. I hope you'll have a nice rest of your day, evening, whatever. Do take care of yourselves. Thank you for coming out, Twitch. Thank you for coming out, YouTube. Send Audius and Severin. All my love. Y'all are interested in any of the cosplay goals? Y'all welcome to submit an anonymous idea. So, I'll see y'all when I see you. I already say do take care of yourselves. Oh, this weekend. Likely Sunday unless plans change. Look forward to the donut eating stream this Sunday. See y'all when I do take care. And just remember that you're all in my Bye bye.